I'll be honest with you guys, definitely one of the more nerve-wracking rides in my life, just because this bike has been such an issue. I've had several people tell me, oh, that bike is cursed, just because of how much keeps going wrong with it and how many problems it keeps giving me. I too have also said that this bike is cursed. So I'm a little bit nervous to go riding. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's all finally coming together and this is the big moment and stuff. I just have to make it the whole way there without issues. That's the part that worries me a little bit, especially with how it went last time I went to take this to get inspected, but it's already going much better than last time, so there's that at least. But yeah, this is a very like all coming together kind of moment for me right now. I'm trying to think of an analogy. Kind of like if you're in college or something, you do a big project and you got to present it to the class, and now you're about to head up right in front of the class, and you spend like hours and hours stressing about the presentation, how it's going to go and everything. It kind of feels like that, you know. This is like I put months of work into it, lots of stress, trying to figure things out, stuff going wrong and everything else, and now I'm finally taking it to get inspected. And this is also like the third or fourth time I've attempted to do this, and this is the furthest I've gotten so far. So it's like, all right, let's just get there, no issues, please, be able to drop it off and get it inspected. When I first turned it on today to just make sure everything was good and to start riding it here, I had a check engine light that didn't go away after idling for a couple minutes. So I was like, oh boy. So I shut it off, went back inside, got the code reader out, and it just said that there was a fault code on the radiator fan relay. So nothing too serious, but I was able to just clear it with the code reader, and I haven't gotten any lights since, which is good. So I'm happy about that. The ABS light is not on or anything. So I'm very thankful. Everything is going smoothly so far. Very grateful for that, and I hope it just stays that way. I've still got about 40 minutes of riding, so I'm a little nervous. Definitely not gonna lie. I'm kind of like, I'm very nervous, but I'm just thankful everything's going well so far, and hoping it stays that way. Right now I'm just trying to focus on getting there safely. At the same time, welcome back. Good to see you guys again. Even though I'm not seeing you, but you know what I mean. I had that little break there with no videos just because, like I said, with the weather, it being winter, obviously I can't really go riding, and I didn't exactly have anything to make full videos of, which is why I would try to make videos out of stuff like the weight reduction on my ZX10. Anytime I had an issue with this and stuff, so I was making videos because I could make those ones inside. But I wasn't able to finish the shoe review without riding. I wasn't able to go riding, like take the R6 out or anything like that because winter. But I'm finally back, which is nice. It is supposed to, today is a high of like 73 or something like that. And then literally in a week, it's supposed to be in the 40s again. Very, very annoying. This is getting super frustrating because today is April 2nd. So at this point, for it to still be dropping down to the 40s is getting very old, especially because we've had days that are like 80, and then it'll drop back down to half that. So it's very annoying with the whole back and forth thing. But it seems like we'll consistently get warm enough days now where I can probably go riding a lot more often. Both bikes definitely need washed. I got a lot of sawdust and stuff like that on them from the other side hustle I've been doing that I talked about. So they definitely both need a good washing. They need the chains oiled and stuff like that. So I gotta kind of unwinterize them a little bit. But once I get that done, I'll be able to take them out. I wish I would have gotten to ride the R6 first because, like I said, well, I didn't really say it this year, but last season I said, like, I don't want to start off on a 1000. which is why I would ride my R6 for a little bit before I got on the ZX10 to get like back into riding, you know, kind of scrape the rust off. Unfortunately, this year I'm starting off on the 1000 because I am desperate to sell this thing, so I'm taking it to get inspected so I can do that. Hopefully it sells quickly. I currently can't take my ZX10 out because when I had this thing die, I was trying to think of all the options. I tested the old battery, hooked up to the charger and stuff, and it said it was good. But just to do my due diligence, I took the lithium-ion battery out of the ZX10 to try to swap that over and make sure it wasn't a battery issue. When I took it out, the little square thing that holds the screw in to secure the terminals to the battery fell out of the side of the battery and into the bike, to the point where I have to like take the bike half apart to get to it, which is very unfortunate. So right now the ZX10 technically doesn't have a functioning battery because only one side is connected. So I have to either start deconstructing the ZX10 just to get to that tiny little square piece, or see if there's somewhere that I can order new ones individually, because I couldn't find any spare ones that fit. These ones are smaller than normal size, so I can't just take one from an old battery. So yeah, unfortunately I have to figure that one out before I can even take the 10 anywhere. So the plan is to make a couple videos on this bike, and then the next bike you'll see will likely be the R6. Will definitely be the R6. But the R6 is very dusty right now because it was right next to the wood while I was sanding it and stuff. So obviously, if you know anything about that, the bike's covered. So I was thinking about making like a wash video where I don't really talk. I just wash the bike kind of ASMR style. If you guys want something like that, might find it interesting. I don't know. I personally enjoy watching them. I think they're very satisfying, and it's good to see the before and after. So I'll probably make one for you guys out of that. Hopefully the bike still runs after I wash it. This sucks because, like, well, it doesn't suck. It's just frustrating because I really like this bike. I think it looks good. I think it's very comfortable and fun. But this bike has given me so many problems and headaches that it's frustrating. But it's definitely a fast bike. Obviously, it's a 1000. But like I said, it's more of a sport touring, so you're not super like lean forward aggressively or anything like that. I'm just chilling upright, which is very nice on my arms, my wrists. Dang, I'm getting almost 50 miles to the gallon right now. That's double what I get in my car. I went down to 44. Now it's 51. Okay. Interesting. It keeps jumping around everywhere. But yeah, that's way better than I get in my car. That's largely my fault for how I drive, but still. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see how fast this bike is. I'd like to, you know, test it out a little bit, give her the beans. But I'd also like to safely drop it off for inspection with no issues today. So that's more of the goal. I might be a little more adventurous on the way home. Also might not be, because like I said, I just want to get it sold, so I don't want anything to happen to it. I want to be able to just take it home, park it, post, clean it, post pictures of it, and say, I'll let you know when the title comes in. Or like say we can meet once the title comes in to whoever's interested, any interested buyers. Which I'm hoping goes quickly. It is the beginning of riding season, which is good, so the time of the year is good. It would have been nice to have it posted already, but I obviously can't do that without a title or anything like that, without knowing for sure I'm getting one for passing inspection. So I wish I could have already had it posted, but unfortunately not. But it's only April 2nd, so it's still not super late into the season or anything like that. Also, I do want to apologize. I feel like this video is very scatterbrained. I feel like I'm all over the place. So I do apologize for that if it's hard to follow or anything, or if I'm yapping too much. It's just been a minute since I've recorded with you guys, so I feel more talkative than usual. It feels like a catch-up video, like oh, so this is what happened and stuff. And the best part is I forget what happened since last update video, so I don't really know what all I've already talked to you guys about and what I haven't. There was an R6 up today. It's actually up right now. It's a 2009, so I like the body style a lot more. Mine's a 2006. I like the 2009 body style much better. I think it looks way sharper and nicer. Looks a lot more sporty. So I was very tempted to bid on it because all it needed, from the pictures, all it needed was new fairings and a left handlebar. This handlebar is completely broken off and just dangling. So it was listed as doesn't run or drive because they're probably not going to squeeze the clutch in, change gears, get it out of gear if they need to, and then start it. Because the odds are they crashed it in gear, it's still in gear, so it's not going to start without squeezing the clutch in. So it's listed as not running or driving, but I think that's literally why. So it would just need fairings and a new handlebar. Issue is it has 30,000 miles on it, which is over 10,000 more miles than my R6 has, and it was already at like $2,300 last I looked at it, so it's a little bit higher than I wanted to go. My plan was going to be buy that R6, sell mine, and then keep the newer one just because I think they look cooler. But I have kind of like attachment issues, I guess would be what I would call it, where like I get sentimental with stuff and I don't want to get rid of it. I've had that R6 for like 5 years now, I think 4 or 5 years, and so I don't want to get rid of it because I'm attached to it. But at the same time, I want the newer looking one because I think they're cooler and I think they look better, and like I said, it's 3 years newer. But at the same time, it's got more miles, so I'm probably going to pass on it. I'll check it when I get there. When I drop this bike off, I'll check it. But odds are I'm not going to buy it. But I am still looking at other projects, even though I really shouldn't be right now. But I got to finish this one first. I think this bike sounds very good. I'm not sure how well the mic's picking it up in the background and stuff, but like when I was going slow, I believe it's called Brabbles. I think it's what they call it. Babbles a lot. I think it's Babble, yeah, because it's called a Babble tune. So now I sound like an idiot. It babbles a lot, which means like pops and does that like rumbling sound stuff, which sounds so good. So I do really like the exhaust they have on this. That's the babbling I'm talking about. Oh, that sounds so good. I'm trying to let you guys hear it some. That's why I'm riding like this on the turn. Yeah, that sounds so good. I have a love-hate relationship with this bike. Like I was saying, I really like it. It's comfortable, it's fun, it sounds great, looks pretty good too. But it cost me so much stress. And it just kept having issues and stuff like that, and was a pain to fix. And was expensive to fix too, very expensive. I have never paid that much for fairings in my life. And if I have a say of it, I never will again. That was insane. Hopefully everything goes well here. And when I come pick it up, hopefully the title's on its way in the mail. And I'll be able to sell it. When I go to detail this, so when I pick it up, get it back home, and go to detail it before I take pictures to sell it, I'm definitely going to be very careful. I'm not going to use the jet setting of the hose. I'm just going to use like the shower setting. I'm going to be very delicate with where I spray the water and how I spray it. I'm going to be very delicate and gentle with the brushes and stuff. because I want everything to function the exact same way it did before I washed it. And last time I hosed it off, it died on me. So I don't know if the water is what killed the starter solenoid I ordered for it, or if it just went bad that fast. But either way, I don't want to take any risks. I also should contact that company and be like, hey, you sell an awful product and I want my money back. I got a whole 2 uses out of it and it died, which is absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, I'm not going to. I just get so nervous selling bikes because what if they want to test ride it before they buy it and then they drop the bike or damage it, like loop it or drop it or whatever. Now how's that getting covered? Like, they have to, if they follow the whole you break it, you buy it policy, awesome, that's fine. They're going to buy it now and the damage is their problem because they caused it. But if there's someone that doesn't follow that and they want to argue with you, now what? Like, what's the legality of that? Do you have to have some form of formal agreement beforehand, like on paper, that, hey, if I damage this, it's my fault? Or are the police going to be like, oh, you took that risk when you let them test drive it? That's something I get nervous about. The last time I sold a bike, when I sold the Ninja 500, he didn't test ride it at all, which was nice because I don't have to worry about it then. He still almost dropped it just because the kickstand wasn't in the right place when he went to set it down on it. But luckily I caught that. I was like, hey, whoa, be careful. So he could have dropped it without test riding it, but he didn't, luckily. But yeah, that's just something I get worried about when I sell bikes. I'm just going to be very nervous about it with this one. But hopefully it goes smoothly. I'm going to be pulling over to end this video and I'll start the next one because I feel like this one's long enough. We're pretty long by now. I feel like I did a lot of yapping. So I'm going to end this one and start a new one real quick. And that should be the last video before I get there. As long as everything goes well, there's no audio issues or recording issues or anything like that, and I get there with no problem, then that'll be 3 more videos for you guys. 3 more full length. It's going to be it for this one though. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. It was nice to kind of catch back up. Even though I feel like I didn't say anything to catch up. I don't know. I don't remember what I said. But I do appreciate you watching. Thank you for that. Also appreciate it if you leave a like. Helps me out a lot. We just hit 50... I think we hit 5,600 subscribers. So thank you guys for that. That's huge. Welcome to the channel if you're new. I hope you enjoy it so far and like what you see. Thank you for subscribing and liking. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys I'll see you guys in the next one. There we go. I hope none of these car salesmen come approach me.